I'd like to put this question forward to the CEO of the Anti-Semitism Policy Trust, who actually did this report. Danny Stone joins me now down the line. Danny, were these findings surprising to you?
Well, good evening, and thank you for having me on. I just need to say this was the report by the Community Security Trust. Right. We work very closely with them. Sadly, not is the answer. This is not surprising. Over 4,000 incidents against a community that's only 270,000 in the UK, and each incident has a serious an impact on the individual and then on their family and their friends and so on and so forth. We've known there's been a palpable feeling in the Jewish community since the 7th of October that things have been worsening, and we've seen it across different sectors, the NHS, in theatre, and on campus. So no, it's not a surprise. It's extremely depressing, and there's urgent work needs to be done to tackle it.
And I think some of the most appalling sort of, I suppose, aspects of this report are that it got worse on October the 7th. So effectively on the very day that most people were so horrified at what had happened and what they were seeing on the news, that some people in this country decided that would be a good time to start becoming anti-Semitic and start actually attacking Jewish people.
Well, that's exactly right. So there's no, you look at the data and it's very clear. Just after lunchtime on the 7th of October, a car drove past the synagogue with a Palestinian flag, screaming at people at the synagogue. The 11th of October, 4 days before Israel had begun its response to the terrorist attack, was the day in which the largest number of incidents were recorded. And as you said, 2/3 of the incidents came post 7th of October. So there is no question here. And we've known a division between increase in violence in the Middle East and attacks on Britain's Jews. That's unacceptable. There's no excuse for it. And I think in workplaces across the country, there need to be the right policies in place, and there needs to be address for anti-Semitism, which is expressed in the frame of the Middle East conflict.
Yeah, exactly right. And when you think back to the times before the actual October 7th massacre, I seem to remember there was at least one or possibly two occasions where Islamic extremists, for want of a better word, were driving through parts of North London known to be particularly populated by Jewish communities, shouting all manner of horrible things. They were going to rape the Jewish women. They were driving sort of pickup trucks that looked, for all intents and purposes, like something you'd see in the middle of an ISIS war zone.
You're right. There was a convoy of cars that drove through a known Jewish area. And let me be clear, no one's suggesting that people shouldn't be able to claim Palestinian rights. But when you drive through a Jewish area screaming obscenities, and these were misogynist, anti-Semitic, as you say, obscenities,
yeah,
and Jewish women particularly, there needs to be consequences. Now, part of the problem there was that case did go to trial, and there was difficulty in identifying who was holding the speaker and who was in the car. And I think there needs to be some work done on strict liability in relation to those criminal cases. But it's unacceptable for people to go and attack Jews. They want to protest Israel, okay, but when they attack Jews, that is anti-Semitism. It's holding people collectively responsible. It's unacceptable.
Yeah, absolutely right. Danny, the line is cracking up a little bit, so I'm going to let you go, but thank you very much indeed for kicking us off tonight. Danny Stone, now Director of the Anti-Semitism Policy Trust.